go ahead and start putting your hands together for this next comedian. This guy came from all the way across town. Put your hands together for Mr. Brayden Ehrlich.
What's going on, guys? So last week I opened up with a joke about playing too much video games and ended up single and not wondering why. Well, that turned out not to be a joke. I'm single now, so. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Starfield, and it's got me thinking about space. And you know, growing up, they teach you to like wonder and awe at space. But really, space is overrated. It's just a bunch of empty space. Like every once in a while, you run into a planet, a moon, an asteroid, a star. But for the most part, it's empty. I'm starting to think it's fake. Not really. I saw how y'all looked at me. I don't really believe that, but I like telling people that just to get a rise out of them. Like the other day, two of my buddies were arguing the oldest conspiracy theorist argument in the book. He was like, the moon landing was fake. And my other buddy was like, no, it's not. We went to the moon. They were like, no, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I said, guys, let me end this right now. Of course we didn't go to the moon, because the moon doesn't exist because space is fake. Blew their fucking minds. But another thing about space is, what the fuck's up with Pluto? Growing up, I was taught Pluto was a planet. I'm sure all y'all were too. And then my 8th grade, Mrs. Butler's class, I was still traumatized by this. She kept that room so cold. She had these huge titties, you know? And like when you go up to her desk to like get help, you'd have to watch out. Like my whole 8th grade classroom were a bunch of little pirates running around, you know what I mean? And, but, you know, it's not fair. Like, all of a sudden they take Pluto out. Shouldn't it be just grandfathered in as a planet, even if it doesn't fit the definition? Like we have men running around acting like they're women and we're calling them women. Like Pluto can't just be a planet by default. And would NASA have a council? Like all of a sudden they just changed the definition for what a planet was? It's like, oh, it's a dwarf now. Which, by the way, use that word all you can because they're going to steal that word from us too. That's about to be a really bad word. So use it all that you can. You know, so I don't understand. Like, I think the scientific community should treat science more like a religion. Like, once it's printed in a textbook, it's canon. Like, it's Darwin breathed. You know, it's Sagan inspired. Like, I know that's the whole point of science, but, you know, Oklahoma kind of did the same thing back in 2007 with a 78-19 vote. We voted that watermelon should be a vegetable. And not only should it be a vegetable, it's our state vegetable. You know what I mean? So I propose this. Why not in the state of Oklahoma could Pluto just be considered a planet? We're 50th in education anyway. It doesn't matter what the fuck we teach. You know? And also teach dinosaurs never had feathers. I don't fuck with that. But they never had feathers. Speaking of space, though, who do you think the first people to colonize Mars is going to be? Guess. White people. No, and here's why. And it's not because I think we're driven by the spirit of adventure and conquest to go discover unknown worlds. We've already done that. We found America. And it's not we're going to go explore the cosmos to find some divine truth. We did that. We found Jesus. No, we're going to go to Mars for one reason and one reason only. Because we know we got to fucking get out of here. You know what I mean? Like we've had our time under the sun as white people. Like, we gotta go, you know? I mean, and we've already stolen all the resources. The ozone's already fucked up. Like, y'all can have this planet. And we have the perfect leader for it, Elon Musk. He's an African white guy. So we can just blast off to Mars like, we're not racist. Whole world looking at us like, okay. You know, and segregation and colonization is just in our blood, you know? But there is going to be a group of white people y'all are going to miss, and it's going to be the Mormons. And it's because they're genuinely nice. Like, they're not working an angle on you or anything. Like, they bake you cookies for the sole fact of baking you cookies. Like, so you're eating the cookies like, so you're not trying to fuck me? That's weird. And so what if we get to Mars and the only person in Mars is a Mormon that God gave that planet to for being a good Mormon? Like, we show him, he's like, hey, buddy, you got to go. Y'all ever listen to crazy shit that Mormons believe in? I was having an argument with one the other day, and I was like, dude, do you think dinosaurs had feathers? And then he was like, what do you mean? I was like, do you think dinosaurs had feathers? He was like, dude, of course they didn't have feathers. Because dinosaurs never existed, you motherfucker. Hey, thank you guys so much.
Keep it going for Brayden.